Hi chat, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you guys here. Today we're playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, which I am looking forward to, because it means I get to annoy the narrator again. But also, before we start, I need this cat to move off my desk, sir. You've been here for like 8 minutes. Guys, Riku has been blocking my keyboard for a while now, because he got distracted by the happy cat in my intro. Riku, you can't pop my screen. You need to move. You can watch the other screen, okay? Look, I am on that one too. You can watch it. Anyways, I finally got him out of the way. But yeah, with that, we can go ahead and get started. Hopefully there will be a ton of chaos. I will make sure to do everything that the narrator doesn't want me to do, because why else would I be playing the game? Hell yeah. And of course, the end is never the end. By the way, hopefully the game sound is okay once we actually get some. I might need to adjust volume once we actually hear the narrator speak, because I wasn't able to test that beforehand, but we should hopefully be fine.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
It might actually be a little bit too quiet, so once we're done with this, I will adjust the volume to turn it up a little bit.
And in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Was Stanley really happy though? I mean, he's living a life without knowing what to do.
Something peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized
Only an hour?
that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
But actually, we're adjusting the audio first. Let me turn that back up. You know what, sure, we'll just have it at 100 and lower this tiny bit.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. This is the story of a...
That should be fine. Alright, we stepped out of our office, now what?
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Oh, please.
Yes, I'm doing it for the achievement. I got it in the other game, I'm getting it in this one too.
Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks.
I mean, I've clicked more than 5 times, but...
Or 20 times. I would say that's...
Before we play properly, we're getting this achievement. It's gonna take us a little bit of work, but we're getting it.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble
Why do our movements
cause.
feel kind of weird in
Perhaps
this?
50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Okay, yeah, I'm sliding even after I mean to stop moving. Oh well. We'll just have to get used to it. I have no clue how many times I've clicked.
I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley.
Okay.
I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417. Alright.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
437. Got it. Let's go ahead and get that done.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Why did he just cut himself off? Oh well. 415. Right there.
Now, back to door number 437.
Oh my god, okay. Back to door 437.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Are we? Are we really?
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
Let me up. I'm supposed to climb on the desk, but I can't get up. Is this where I have to give up? Let me climb.
Yes!
There we go.
This is great. You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
416. All right.
We've almost got it.
Now
the copy machine, do that one again.
Okay, let's go all the way back.
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 clicks on door 430.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes! We did it! Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
That felt amazing.
Now we can actually play
you
the game
really earned it,
properly.
Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed in achievement. When Stanley came to a set of
We just
2
interrupted
open
him,
doors,
but it's
he entered
fine.
the door
It's
on
worth
his
it.
left.
Can't the door on the left. Okay, so we're going through the door on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yep, just gonna admire it.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour
Can I get a
after
drink?
all, just to spend a few moments here in
Damn,
this
I can't.
immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Yep. Gonna drink the room. It's very, very blue. Okay, let's go.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope. Not happening. Let's go.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley,
Why would
think
I
perhaps
ever
we've
get
gotten
fired?
off on
I
the
am a
wrong
model
foot here.
employee.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Now, do we go that way or do we go that
Trust
way?
in someone else can be difficult, but the
I
fact
think we're
is
gonna
that
go
the
this way.
story has been. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yeah.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let
Okay.
me prove that I'm on your side.
Which door do you want me to go to through
Give
this
me a
time?
chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Nope. Blue door. Blue is better.
Perhaps you misunderstood.
I didn't misunderstand.
Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley.
Yippee!
You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here.
No, there's all kinds of
I
stuff
haven't even
here.
finished building this
We have
section of the map because you were
orange
never
walls
supposed to
and
be here in the
lights
first place.
that come out of
Broken
literally
rooms,
nowhere.
Exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
This is like the best
Was
room
it
ever.
worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing.
You put time into
because
this corner
is what
clipping.
you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees?
Skill trees would
Work
be
with
pretty
me.
nice,
You've
though,
given me
honestly.
absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what.
Oh, can I go
Let me
back?
take a stab in the dark
No?
at a new
Okay.
design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Okay, I'm going to stop you there.
Please rate your
Now,
experience.
Tell me about your experience with this new version.
Let's
Would you
see,
say
what
that the
should we
game
rate it?
benefited from allowing you more
I mean, I could be
choices?
nice and give him a
Feel free
5,
to
or I could be mean
honest.
and give him a
I'm looking
1,
for
or I
some
could just say
real
that he's
critical
mid.
feedback here.
He's
oh,
mid.
of course. A 3. Really?
Yep.
Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out.
Okay, what are you gonna have us do this time?
Let's take a look.
And we've teleported. The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. Okay. So many doors opened. Did you know that 21.3% of players skipped the intro sequence? Only the worst 3% of players chose the blue door. 98.9% of players are more attracted than Stanley. Compete against others to improve your Stanley Parable career. How long does it take you to get through the correct door? I didn't read that part. Well, obviously, I am going through this door.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard?
Even though it's where I just came from, I'm going through it again.
Walking through doors.
Because why not?
Honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game.
He just doesn't want to accept his 3-point rating.
To give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Okay, let's do it.
Boot it up.
The end is never the end.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very
Why can't I just go in the fire?
All about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
You know what?
Be sure
Sure.
to keep notes
Let's do
on your
it.
experience.
I think this is a great time to say that I do not like children. So as much as I would love to let them go into the fire, we just have to pretend it's a cat. That way we can have the patience to deal with them. So when is the narrator gonna get tired of us doing this? I mean, he's the one that created this game, but still. I'm so tempted to just let him go in the fire. But does anything happen if I keep him out of it long enough? I have no clue. Like, obviously the game ends if I let him in the fire. But how long can I actually do this? As much as I'm already tired of hearing the child crying, I want to see how long this can continue. Just, you know, out of curiosity. Does this ever end? I mean, he did say 4 hours, but I doubt we would be here for 4 hours. You know what? Let's just let him burn. Goodbye, child.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Well, mostly because I don't have the
I don't know what
patience.
to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing.
No,
input
get
was
back here.
extremely valuable.
It is not over.
Hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
Well, yeah, I came here for someone else's game, not yours.
What do we have here?
You just have a burning baby game.
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Okay, where are we going now? Mr. Narrator, where are you bringing us? And how much chaos do we get to cause here? I guess we're about to find out. Oh.
Aha!
What the heck?
What do you think this game is about, Stanley?
I don't
What's
know.
Our backstory? What is our motivation?
But is there anything I can do about this sliding after I
But it
stop
seems
moving? Hold on. Controls? No. Is it in general, maybe? Surely there has to be something for this, right? Is it just auto walk? Let's see. Does that fix this?
You are meant to play as a creepy man.
No, I still slide. Oh
spying
well.
on innocent civilians below you from up high in your.
It's fine. We can just deal with
Perhaps
sliding.
For some sort of twisted.
Can I go
erotic
outside?
purpose. Yes.
Actually, why does
that
this make
must
me think
be.
of Siren
What a
Head?
fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about
I know
this
it's
game,
not, but
Stanley.
it makes me think of Siren
And it
Head.
seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
And that's a lame book, but okay. Yippee! Time to go outside! I mean, we have stuff right there, so they're just forcing us to go the other way. Minecraft? Oh my god, not Minecraft. The amazing world of Minecraft.
Oh no. No, 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 it can't be.
What? You're forcing me to touch grass.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly
Jonesy
block
Lake.
it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it.
Okay.
We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay.
Hold on, let me turn off auto walk. It's driving me insane now.
I'm going to get
There
us
we
out
go.
of here. Let's
Much
find
better.
another game.
No, I
Preferably
want to stay
something with
here. Bring me
walls.
Siren Head.
Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
No, I don't want walls. I don't want walls. Let me go to Siren Head.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
No.
Wonderful.
Why are
See,
we
this
in
is
Rocket
exactly
League?
what I had in mind.
I've never actually played
Just
Rocket
a
League,
nice
but
big box for you
why are
to
we
run
here?
around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
How can I get lost here?
Okay,
Narrator,
so
can I
what exactly
play?
do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Yay! Come on, let's get the ball over there. God, I'm so tiny compared to it.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this
Are
fun?
you winning,
Is
son?
it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
Yes, this is better.
Stanley, I have a thought, and I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes
All right, another ball. Let's go.
Yes. Oh, goodness, that really does feel amazing,
Oh, did I
doesn't
just
it?
completely miss it?
Stanley,
What the
I'm
heck?
like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls!
Yippee! Oh my god. Okay, guess I'm giving up on that one.
Are you
I'm
enjoying
just putting this one in again.
Are you having fun?
Yes,
Is
I'm
this a
having fun.
real
This is
video
great.
game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
No!
That's right. Your
Bring them
little fun
back!
comes to an end.
Narrator,
this is
please!
My game, and what I say goes. You get to
Man,
have
this
fun when
narrator's
I let
lame.
you, Stanley. Besides,
Guys, he ruined
you
the
need
game.
someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And
Or
since
you can just let me
decided
play
you
a
didn't want to
game.
play
I
my
lost the game.
Now I don't want to play
Tragic.
with you either. So goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving.
Okay, bye,
See how
narrator.
you like it when I'm not around to set the rules.
It's okay, I get to run in
I don't
circles.
think you'll enjoy it as much, but who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After
Yeah, I'll run in
all,
circles.
You're the one
That's gonna
who
be the
knows
best game ever.
best. Take care, Stanley.
I mean, I do this in every game anyway. Bye, narrator. Chat, are you having fun watching me run in circles? Are you getting dizzy yet? I literally do this in like every game though, especially if I'm waiting for someone to respawn in Wuthering Waves. I just run in circles. Which you guys will probably get to see on Friday because I will be playing the update that day. Okay, what now? I'm bored of running in circles. You know, I was gonna put myself in the goal. I think that's, you know, that's gonna be great. Narrator, can you come back? Oh.
Hold on. What are you
Okay, I guess that is what I was supposed to do.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help
Bye,
you.
narrator.
How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that.
It's okay, I can't even see. I'm just falling repeatedly. Oh, I'm in the back rooms? The fake back rooms? Okay. Where should I go? Oh, we have a light, okay. I'm directionally challenged, so if I was actually stuck in the back rooms, I would just be there permanently. Just literally going in circles. Nothing to do here? Okay. Well, let's go somewhere else. I only came here because I saw some lights. Oh, okay. Narrator, bring me back!
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice.
Yeah, I'm happy with my choice. I get to explore and do whatever I want without a voice in my head.
He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back.
Okay, I'll see you eventually, narrator.
Soon.
Very soon? Well, that's not ominous at all.
I can wait.
Can he wait, though? With me doing whatever I want? We'll see. And of course, as always, the end is never the end. Why am I back?
All of his co-workers were gone.
Nope.
What could it mean?
I'm still not going to the door you want me to go through.
To the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
For a second, I thought someone was floating there, but I guess not.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the
meeting
room.
We know it's the wrong way, but we're going anyway.
Well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No, we're not even admiring it.
Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No thanks, I'm good. It looks creepy over there.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Okay, since I went that way last time, we're just gonna go straight ahead this time.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
No thanks, I'm good.
Asking for me, I must. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
Okay, where can I go wrong in this place?
Aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Nope. I know that it won't. Damn it. I was gonna say I know it wants me to go through the dark door, but no. But unfortunately, it's my only option here.
That's her, Stanley.
Can I leave?
You need to be the one to do this.
Why is the light swinging?
If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
No, thank you. I'm good. I'll just, you know, sit in this corner. Is he gonna get mad at me for not answering the phone? Can I leave? Narrator, let me out. Fine. Yippee, white screen. Literally nothing going on. Oh wow, hallway.
Is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. Alright now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your
Bye.
Gotcha.
No, let me
Oh,
move.
come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley.
Guys, I think the narrator's just unnecessarily mean.
Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
No thanks, goodbye.
Sorry,
Damn
but
it.
you're in my story now.
Fine. Hi, fake wife.
This is a very sad story.
Why can't
about
I
the
even go to my
death of a
bedroom,
man
though? That's
named
so lame.
Stanley.
Press F on your keyboard. No, I think I'm gonna press Q. Damn it, I have to press F.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and
Can I sit
every
on the
button that he
couch?
pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's
Well,
told
I mean,
to
if I
do.
try to press a different
Now
button, you
he's
don't let
pushing
me,
a
so
button.
I have no choice.
Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Press M, okay.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It
Can I
was
leave?
wonderful.
Oh, I can't even walk
And
over
each
there.
day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Press N to watch TV. Except the
And so he
TV
began to
just turned to a
fantasize
clock.
about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Oh yeah, because I get to do whatever I want. Press Z to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
This place is so lame. Let me leave. Press L to prepare dinner, okay?
As he wandered through this fantasy
Except
world,
we don't have
he
a
began
kitchen
to fill it
anymore.
with many possible paths and destinations.
And for some reason, the fake wife is still
Down
here.
one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Press L to tell your kids a story. I mean, we don't even
It
have
was
kids,
such a
so.
wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path.
No, but guys, if Stanley's job is actually just to press buttons all day, if he was actually married and they wanted to,
But there is no answer.
if they wanted to
How
know
could
about
there
our job,
possibly be?
all we would
In
be able to
reality,
say
all
is,
he's doing is
yeah,
pushing
I
the
kind
same
of just,
buttons he always
I pressed
has.
Z
Nothing
today.
has changed.
I pressed
The longer
the
he
B key
spends
on the
here,
keyboard
the more
today. That's my
invested he
entire job.
gets, the more he forgets
I did so
which
much work
life is
today
the
pressing
real
these
one.
keys that I was told to press. Press N to go to sleep.
And I'm trying to
Let me
tell
go in my
him
room.
this,
Let
that
me
in
leave.
this world he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself.
I
But he won't
mean,
listen to me.
I
He
would
won't
leave
stop.
if you
Here,
let me,
watch this.
but you kind of blocked my
Stanley,
door.
The next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay. Please press M to be at work in the morning. Actually, no, he told me not to do it, so I have to.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Please press Y to question nothing. Okay.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please
Stanley
die?
pushed a button.
Excuse me?
And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
And darkness. So I guess we just died. The end is never the end. But also, the end is loading.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting
Okay, this
room.
time we will
Perhaps
go
he
through
had
the correct
simply missed
door.
a memo.
We will listen to him somewhat. New content.
Oh, new content?
Never mind,
What
we're
does
not gonna
that
listen to
mean,
him.
New content.
Where are we going? Oh boy, I love adventures. Where are we going? Why does this place look so weird?
Hello, and thank you for
Ew,
playing
who are
the
you?
Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Bring back the narrator.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Can I have the narrator back? I don't want whoever
The
this person
Stanley
is.
Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable,
More
delighting
game.
audiences the world over.
It's a happy face.
Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Yippee!
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning
Yeah,
of a
just the beginning. We're about to see something very, very cool. I don't know what, but it's gonna be very cool.
Is it broken?
Guys,
What's
I'm
going
trapped in
on
the
here?
elevator.
Should we be moving somewhere? Or... Oh, there we go.
Going up,
All right,
okay. I thought we were gonna go
finally,
down.
At long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Ikazo! Well, how long do we go up? Narrator, can I have elevator music?
Of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Yeah, give me the content. The jump circle.
All right. Let's see. It's the jump circle.
Wait, what if I don't want to use up all my jumps? Will I actually need them? Let's leave it at 30.
Is that it? Surely that's not all.
What if I need my jumps later?
There has to be something else.
As much as I would love to use them up right here,
Another elevator.
we might need
Stanley,
them.
I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content.
Read the
right
dictionary.
There. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more.
Yippee!
Very
Please
good.
don't be more jumping.
Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see.
A window. Okay.
I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley?
I've been scammed.
This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship
Can I
that's
knock
gone
this
into
over?
it. In fact,
Damn
I'm
it, I
looking right
can't.
now at the game's achievements. And it's hard to believe one of them actually says, test achievement, please
Can
ignore.
confirm that
What
one does
quality
actually
assurance
exist.
department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter
Oh my God.
and hold them personally
She's gonna cancel them on
accountable.
Twitter. That's crazy.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content.
Let me
I'm
out.
afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about.
No, I want more
frills,
content.
No gimmicks.
I bought
Just
more
you and me
content. Give me my
having a great time
content.
together
No,
like always.
I don't want to go through doors.
What do you say, friend?
Damn it. We have to start over. Okay. This is not where we came from. Where are we? It's a picture of my office. Ooh, event.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to
Okay,
show
let's
you
go.
something.
Mr. Narrator, I didn't want to fall there, but okay. Let's see what he has to show us. I mean, he's being secretive about it, even whispering even with just us. So, let's see what he's gonna show us. Narrator, can you load faster? Thank you.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret.
Oh my god, guys, I get to go touch grass.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
I'm leaving the phone outside for some reason.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013,
2013, when Stanley Parable was released.
Back then, video games had integrity. Back then,
okay, it's just a Steam page.
Something.
That's fine.
Oh, the waste.
Alright, the Stanley Parable Collector's Edition. Audience Award. A creepy face. Wait, we didn't even win this award. But okay. Good times. It's just the building, but okay. Alright, what's next? A trip down memory lane. Smile because it happened. The Stanley Parable. Alpha test. Okay. Why do we have a dollar framed? I mean, we have the TV. It's fine. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. I actually have this achievement. But for the regular game. Alright, what now? Oh, there's another building to go to? Mr. Narrator, what is this?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds
Don't read any
to be
reviews
every
except this
game
one.
ever created."
How do you review a game like the Stanley Parable? To describe any one part of it is to risk its ruination. To detail what it has to say about game design could be the illusion of choice, and the psychology of the gamer is to tell you too much. Comparisons here are going to be woefully inadequate. Perhaps its closest cousin would be Dear Esther, but where Dear Esther wastes the form of interactive entertainment, Stanley Parable uses it and subverts it.
Just a husk.
Mr. Narrator, can you shut up? Please and thank you.
With an hour of new elevator
Where so many games that aspire to be more than games and have less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created. Even so, holding the game to the standards of any other title is simply not going to be correct. So, how do you review what has become known as the Stanley Parable HD, the full-scale reimagining of one of the most intriguing mods available online? How do you discuss it, analyze it, and recommend it? That's quite simple. You don't. Wow, okay. I can't go to the maintenance room? That's lame. But also, they need to clean this place up. We have pictures absolutely everywhere. Minecraft? Oh, never mind. I remember now. Person of the Year. Okay.
Here's another moving passage, this time from
Carpet textures.
GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games,
and of course the end is never the end.
Some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley?
Can I go to this door? Why is it covered? I want to go in.
It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content.
No, it needed new content.
It just needed to be left alone. to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
I've always been someone who wants to go the wrong way first in games. When I sense that a game is trying to usher me down a particular path, to get me to run from left to right, or maybe to charge straight ahead, I need to satisfy my instinct to go against the grain, to explore, to see what the designers have put back the other way. Sometimes I find a one-up or a collectible stashed away to reward me for intrepid behavior. At other times, my explorations are rewarded only by the crushing disappointment or running up against an invisible wall. Whatever I find or don't find, my action is a manifestation of my desire to exert some independence, to make my own choices within a system that severely limits my options and encourages certain specific behaviors. The Stanley Parable feels alive in its responsiveness to your choices and its desire to subvert your expectations and keep you on your toes. I think the Stanley Parable as a sort of video game analog for Charlie Kaufman and Spike Jonze's brilliant film adaptation, which gently mocked the ways in which so many films manipulate audiences with formulaic plot twists and simulations, in which characters learn huge life lessons, while simultaneously moving you with its formulaic plot twists and situations in which characters learn huge life lessons. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulated commentary on the nature of choices in games, and in other systems too, like our workplaces and our families, in a game that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. Going the wrong way has never felt so right. Yippee! Oh, now we can go through this door. Wait, but I want to go through that one. The serious room, let me in! Oh wait, I can jump. No, I can't. Damn it. The greatest wealth is
These
memory.
were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
What's
the
heck?
This? What's down here?
Why is it so
no.
run down over
God,
here?
No, Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam,
Oh, okay.
the online video game distributor. I haven't looked
Let
at
me
these
in.
years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Alright, now we can go in. I can't even read that one.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor
You
and
got
dialogue
so
proving to be more
offended by
irritating
that.
than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable.
And
but
suddenly
the game
it's
is
raining,
already
okay.
Such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Right, where are we going now? Another bad review.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can.
No comment, sir.
Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest,
It
I have
is thought-provoking
always thought of the
only in
game's
the first
dialogue as being
minutes.
rather
That's
terse to
crazy.
begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
It's
Perhaps
fine,
the
Mr.
Stanley
Narrator. You're doing
Parable
fine.
Isn't quite as sterling as I
Hi,
always...
Zero.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button.
No, bring it back. Give me the
yes.
review.
Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm
Never mind, I
truly
can still
too
read it.
preachy, then...
I guess it's
then maybe
supposed to be a
letting you
parable of
skip
something,
ahead
but
for
listening
just
to
a
that
moment
patronizing
surely
voice
couldn't
droning on
hurt.
and on just isn't
Not
fun.
if it means we
That's
can
the part that he
strike these
skipped.
negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews.
Oh my god,
of
why
the
is it
Stanley
shaking?
Parable.
What the
That's
heck?
my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip
Mr.
button
Narrator,
we
what did you
shall
guys
have.
do? What are we doing?
And
No,
here
I don't
it
want a
is.
skip
Go
button.
ahead and
No.
give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it.
It's what the players have been asking for.
No, I'm fine with it.
very
It's funny.
proud to have delivered.
I get to make fun of him.
No more listening to me rambling on.
Actually,
and on and
earlier
on.
I did
No,
tell
no,
him to
no.
shut up
The
so I could
Stanley
read.
Parable is a game for the people.
But I
And
wouldn't
if the
skip
people
past it.
want
I would
science,
just talk
then
over
by
him.
goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here,
No, I'm
we'll
good.
pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is. So on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245.
I have no
But the
clue what
logic
he's
of
saying, but we're
elimination
still
working
gonna listen.
backwards, the deduction, therefore, becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say...
Unfortunately, there's
the
nothing for me to
story
mess with in
and
this
the
room.
choices, or what have you.
I know that I can just press the
becoming it
button,
is.
but,
so on
you
and so
know.
forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time.
She just
at which
started
time,
over.
everything all at once.
Okay,
So,
fine,
now you
shut
see,
up.
blah,
I don't want you to repeat yourself.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video game. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto.
Mr. Narrator,
Look,
I don't
I'll
want to
outline it
skip
for you very
what you're
briefly, and you
saying,
can tell me
but
what
you're
you
talking a
think.
lot.
Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever
I
been?
mean, technically, by not
every
making
choice to
a
which you've
choice,
ever
you're
given
still
your
making
free
a choice
gift
to
of
not make a
mortal
choice.
And yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more
Let me
not
out.
this kind of person?
He
And in
can't keep
fact,
talking,
do the
just let
very
me
opposite.
out.
You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once.
Let
that
me
you are both
out.
making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting
Can I,
you
like,
at the
knock over
same
those
time
plants?
by virtue of the fact that
No.
you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto.
Okay.
But now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will.
Okay, shut up. Silence.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your face. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe
Well, it's not very
30,
long.
45 minutes. It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can
Goodbye.
say goodbye to Stanley.
I mean, he did say
Stanley, please
goodbye,
don't push the
so-
button again. It's been 12 hours.
Let me press
You've
it
just
again.
been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone.
Oh, it is.
I've
Okay.
looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls a
Why is the-
thousand
why is the
times.
door
And
gone?
there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you.
It's not even
and
hidden
the
over
button,
here.
And if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back.
No, the plant's
Oh, my
dead.
goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week.
Only a
Or
week?
2 weeks. I've been sick.
Goodbye. Has it been a year yet?
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again.
It's me.
Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so...
You've had so much time? Okay, have some more time. Narrator? Mr. Narrator? Narrator Doko. Guys, I think I killed the narrator by skipping him too many times. Beeping? Is the button beeping? I guess so. Oh. Okay, it's just a smoke alarm. It's fine.
But they didn't understand that
he's
game
back?
was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes?
Let me
Where are the
skip
jokes?
again.
They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't...
It wasn't enough. Narrator? Okay, I guess we're skipping again.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Oh, it's not creepy at all.
End is never the end.
Bye, narrator. Okay, what time is it now? The clock just doesn't work anymore. That's tragic. Are we just gonna skip to the end of the world? Oh. I wonder how that happened. Well, I'm sure everything's fine. Let's just keep skipping forward and hope for the best. Oh my god, sunlight? Okay, what do we get to skip towards next? Oh my god, it's so green. Hey, can the plants like break through so I can escape completely? That'd be pretty great. Oh. There's no plants anymore. What just happened? Narrator, come back. Okay, let's go. Spooky noises, okay. I wasn't aware the Stanley Parable was a horror game, but okay. Freedom? Are we actually free? Where are we? Is there anywhere for us to even go here? Let's see. Let's just walk in a straight line and see. I don't think there's anywhere for us to go. But I don't want to press the skip button again. Actually, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's see if they recover civilization if we skip forward in time again. And also, let's hope that the narrator comes back. Oh, did we die? What just happened? I think we died.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Hello,
what
narrator.
Could it mean? Stanley
Happy to see
decided
you
to go to the
again.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, we got more new content.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Okay. What are you gonna show us this time? Narrator, can you load faster? Please and thank you. What if I want to keep going this way? Oh well. Elevator time, yippee!
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why
where are
I'm
we?
very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay.
Yes,
Investor
you see, isn't
Showcase.
this far superior to a measly re-release with a few
The Stanley
minor
Parable
additions?
2.
Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
I mean, it looks nice. They're back. Two
Calling it
doors.
The Stanley Parable 2
2.
is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's
One more
future-oriented.
TSP.
It screams
Two better
progress and
TSP.
innovation
Win-win.
and long-term franchising
Right.
potential.
Paradigm shift synergy, brick and mortar approach, and client-centric marketing. The color red. Okay. What else do you have to say, sir?
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly
You don't
the
know what
Stanley
we're doing
Parable
here?
2
Okay.
is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been
Two eyes, two
developing for it.
ears, two
I
nostrils,
figure
two
that if I
arms,
can
two
loosely
legs.
organize a
Who
handful
took the
of
red
interesting
marker?
concepts,
Me. Hell
that surely
yeah.
the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
The way to the show floor. Okay. New features. And of course we have the number 2 absolutely everywhere. Why does this feel like a museum?
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
The button that says the name of the player that's playing the game? Well, our name is Stanley. Enjoy the new features. Where are we going?
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
A free achievement? How do I get there? I want the free achievement. I don't want to have to go upstairs, though. Guys, we're getting that free achievement. I don't care about hearing my name in game. I want the free achievement.
For the Stanley Parable
No!
2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first
Road to the
and most
perfect button.
obvious answer
Too
is
big,
that they want
too
to be
small, and just
individually
right.
recognized
I think that
and
would have been really, really
validated as
funny.
people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
My name's Stanley, so...
Jim.
Jim?
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now,
My
the
name is
button
Stanley,
only
not
says the name
Jim.
Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's
no.
have you role play as Jim to
I'm
really
not Jim,
simulate
I'm
the full
Stanley.
experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love
No.
it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Okay.
I want you to imagine yourself live. Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished
Wow, I
setting
can't
up the
believe the game
backstory.
knows my
If you
real
don't properly
name.
role-play as
I'm sorry,
Jim,
guys,
then
I've
you'll
lied to
never
you.
understand the
My name
impact
isn't
of this
Kiyoko,
button.
it's
Otherwise,
Jim.
It's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name.
No, my name's Jim.
Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now,
Okay.
allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine... Jim. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done
No
with
thanks,
this
I'm
button.
good.
Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on?
Can I...
See, if you'd
Yay.
only played along, that would have been your name, the button says. But no. Instead, I can't even think about it. I'm taking the Jim button
No,
away.
don't! I want to be Jim.
Jim.
No! Okay, bye, Jim. Can I go through another door? I can't. Guys, I'm not Jim anymore. I'm back to being Kiyoko. Okay, now how do we get to that free achievement?
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable too. They would
Yeah, but you have no way to
appreciate what I've
confirm
created
people's
here.
names. Yippee, free achievements! Free achievements, get yours right now. Pull the lever, receive your new achievements, and no more steps. It just works. Get yours right now.
Now,
Hell yeah.
here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident?
Yeah.
Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yeah. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now,
no.
the achievement
It
is
should
still
exist right
fully
now.
broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Can I have the achievement? Damn, there's nothing else to mess with in here. I'm doing so much work, guys. Just for test achievements, unachieved. Okay, we'll get the achievement someday, guys. What else can we do?
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Well, I haven't gotten here yet. Please, no screenshots? What if I take a screenshot while I'm in
I'll
here?
be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of
Get well
decoration,
someday.
like balloons.
Happy
But I'm
12th birthday,
undecided on
Stephanie's.
Get well someday.
Get well
and
someday.
Happy 12th birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday,
No.
step-niece it is.
Man, they do not
Oh,
listen.
actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
New features, new content, new ideas. The new updated ray traced more of the same, but in a good way, sequel to the Stanley Parable. No screenshots, we already looked at that. Red is the new orange. A whole new office. The baby is all grown up. That's crazy. Consistent quality with just the right amount of change. You heard Jim in the game. Yes, I did. The Stanley Parable 2, Reassurance Bucket. Okay, let's go to the bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair
Isn't there supposed to be
in
a
those
bucket
who
here?
played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
Except that the bucket doesn't
You see,
exist.
Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As
Never
long as
mind,
you
they
hold
actually brought in
onto
the bucket.
The many disorienting
Can I steal it?
contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel
Narrator, can I have the
normal
bucket?
and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive
Damn, I can't read.
dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Yay! Why is he laughing at me? It's just a
Can
bucket.
you feel it?
Oh, a
The
door.
glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair.
Can I put the
must
bucket back? I
already
don't
be
need it
sweeping
anymore.
through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as
Can
well?
I like have the bucket as a
I think that
hat
just holding
or?
it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they?
Bucket,
All
just
this
pick
and
it up.
more await you
I did, I'm
in the
holding it.
Stanley Parable
It's the amazing
2.
bucket. Okay, I just get to leave. That's fine.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Where else do I get to go? Let's see. Right, we didn't go all the way up here. Infinite hole. It won't end. Okay. Oh, there's collectibles. It's fine. We're gonna keep looking around with our bucket. Our amazing bucket. Damn it, we can't go in. Narrator, you suck. Right. Let's go ahead and go up here. Can you find them? I don't know, can I?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then
Why
you
is
move
this so
the hell on
creepy?
with your unremarkable life.
1 out of 6. Oh my god. Okay, let's get more. I can't see any. Oh, I'm actually not able to go back in. Okay. So we need to
God,
find
it
more
really
of
is the
Stanley.
worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Do they even have all 6? Or are they just getting our hopes up? They're probably just getting the hopes up, honestly. It's what I'd expect from this game. Okay, how far up
All
does
right.
this go?
Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready
Well,
to
is there
move
anything
on
else to
now?
see? Actually, we do have the infinite hole, so let's go see that. We have the jump circle. But I'm just going to ignore it because we've already used the jump circle before. Okay, we have already gone through here, haven't we? Pretty sure we did. Yep, it's just this one. I wish I could just change it to show the other one.
Come now. You've already
No,
made
I
your
wanna change my choice.
It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to
Get
move
well
on from our
someday.
mistakes.
Whatever. Let's just move on to wherever this leads. Hole entrance and of course infinity. Oh my god. Hole, death, space, more hole, infinity, falling, question mark, question mark, question mark, science, and more. Educational use only. It just keeps going. Okay, let's
Stanley,
go.
Here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right.
Yippee!
Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like.
Bye,
A stunning
narrator.
leap forward for video.
I'll see you never.
Isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Or I can teleport
Great.
just to go
Now,
back down.
I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Okay, then I guess we're back in the hole.
Well, that's
now.
what happens when you
Did
give me an
really
infinite
need to
hole.
see it again? I don't know what else there is
I can
to
just
say,
keep going
Stanley.
down.
It's an infinite hole.
It's great.
It's exactly what you're doing right now, but forever. there really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I've prepared for you. I really spent quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to
Yeah,
show
but I've already
you
seen
some
all the
more of them.
exhibits. So I'll just keep
How
going
about we
down.
go ahead and press that teleport button again so we can get back to what's really important about...
There's a bottom?
goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with
narrator, you
I
lied to
truly
me.
did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole
Narrator,
long enough
you're a
to
liar.
hit the bottom. Yes, I know. I told you the hole was infinite, but come on.
Yeah, you said it was infinite. This is not
Actually wants
infinite.
to
I can still
fall
see the
forever.
top.
The hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep
Yeah,
enough,
but it's not
in my
infinite.
opinion.
And
Maybe
therefore,
it's you
it is
who likes
clickbait.
falling
Not
too
only
much.
clickbait,
Maybe
but you
you're
lied to
the
me.
problem. Look, things got a little
Can, like,
heated
can you get
there.
rid of this
think we
floor so I
both
can keep
said some
falling,
things we
or-
didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to
It's not
just
even
call
mostly
the
infinite. I
hole
can still see the top.
mostly infinite. If that works for you,
It should be
then go
deep enough
ahead
for me
and
to
press the
still,
teleport
well, for me to
button
not be able to see the
walk up
top.
to the top of the hole, and we can move on.
Well, let's go.
Oh, for heaven! You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A
No, it's
normal
completely
person
normal.
would have said, "Yep, that's an infinite hole right
Yep,
there. Goes
that's
on
an infinite
forever
hole
till
right
the end of
there."
time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to
Yeah.
you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than
Narrator,
you did before.
I can't believe you're lying to me and
admittedly,
making the hole
I
shorter.
didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I
He's
suppose
gonna get rid of
once
it
again, there's
completely,
nothing
isn't
to
he?
do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough?
Nope.
I'm positively
Goodbye.
thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in
That's
the
what
hole.
happens when you give us a
If this
hole. We're
starts
gonna
to
go
become
in
a
it.
thing where-
Excuse me?
Wow.
Narrator.
Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not
Narrator,
only not infinite,
can you, like,
but that
stop
it's
shrinking
growing
it?
steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley,
New mug.
I have no
I didn't even read that
explanation
before.
for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something.
Meeting at 2
Let's
p.m.
pop back up to
Okay.
the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
And more meeting at 2 p.m. I can't read. No.
Well, there it is.
Excuse me?
How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh.
It's
who am
okay. I
to
get to run in
judge?
circles in it. I
You
can't
just
get out,
do
but I can run in
whatever it is
circles.
you're here to do, and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Well, I think I'm perfectly happy in the hole. But you know what? Sure. Let's...
Is the,
Okay.
teleport button not working?
It's okay. It's worth
You
it.
sure?
I get to stay in the
Well, I
hole
mean-
permanently.
I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing?
Nope,
Well,
nothing.
I suppose,
And now it's
suppose
gone.
there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley.
Excuse
you couldn't bear to
me.
be away from the hole, and now
Narrator,
you'll get
get
more
back
time with
here.
it than you could ever have asked for.
Well,
It's
at
a
least make
win
it
for
deeper.
everyone.
Let me
You
just
get
keep
to be
falling
with
if
the
you're gonna
hole.
leave.
I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley.
Bye,
I
narrator.
hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Okay, but at least I still have my bucket. Yippee! Circle time! I just heard something. Narrator! Can you come back now? I'm done being in the hole. Narrator! Wait, now I get to attempt to read. Oh, we're going down? Yay! Hi, narrator. I'm having a good time going down. But I still have my bucket, so this is great. The best trip ever. Hey, Hole, can you, like, go faster? We're not sinking fast enough. I mean, let's make some nice music, so that's pretty good. Change your perspective. Oh, ew. What the heck? Change your perception. What if I press them at the same time? Oh, that's creepy. Change your reality. All of them at the same time again. Oh. Guys, this is so weird. What is going on? Change yourself, okay? Oh my god. What is happening? Oh my god, puppies. Can we see kittens next? Guys, am I just upside down? I'm horrified. But how long does this continue? Error.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley!
Oh.
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off.
I was
there,
sleeping?
drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley.
Well, can I get out now?
This hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them.
Narrator, can I leave now?
Stanley, I'll be back. Toodlepip.
Okay, bye. Can I start thinking again? Narrator. Oh, okay. Did we die in the hole? Well, we're back here.
Go on, try out some of the new features.
There's new features? Oh, we're just back here. Can I change the button now? No. What has changed here? We still have the infinite hole over here. The jump circle is still there. So what is there that is new? Can we do anything else here? No, we're still closed out. Guys, I think it might be time for us to move on. But first, let's double check the free achievements. Guys, for like 30 minutes here minimum. That's kind of funny. Most of the time we're just been messing with the hole. As long as I get to keep my bucket for the entire game, I'm happy. So narrator, you'd better not steal my bucket. I'll be very, very disappointed if you do. Yeah, let's go ahead and escape now. Yippee! Okay, we have jump circle, this map, free achievement, the button that says the name of the player playing the game, merch, settings world champion, the Stanley Parable reassurance bucket, which I have, office decorations, epilogue, collectibles, infinite hole, and exits. So let's go ahead and exit. So we are finally free from this place. Okay, come on, narrator. And come on, bucket. Let's get back to work. Where are we now?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work.
Is
There's
it actually
definitely a
gonna work?
good game in there somewhere. Say,
Somehow I
let's
have
do
many
an
doubts.
experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yep,
Here it
I'm ready.
is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh. Huh.
Well, I mean, there's potential
That is
here,
so
right? It's
underwhelming.
Sort of. Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
Okay.
Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Somehow I am still not a
Who am I
fan.
kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy
I mean, the jump
creating
circle was
gags,
merged
but
with
they
the
don't
infinite
add up
hole.
to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the
Okay.
vision and integrity of
So
the
are we
original
gonna go back to
game.
work?
Would it possibly work?
I mean, I'm just
Suppose it
sitting at my
could,
desk.
But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up.
Okay.
All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
The Stanley Parable 2. Begin the game. Why is it ominous in red? That's not creepy at all. Okay, let's begin the Stanley Parable 2.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Let's see if anything changes
Stanley
here.
worked for a
Yep, it
company in a
changed.
big building
We have
where he
balloons.
was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Okay.
And Stanley
What now, Mr.
was
Narrator?
happy.
You
And
just
then
played
one
through it
day,
as usual?
something very
Everyone
peculiar
disappeared?
happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions.
Yeah,
call
but
a
we
meeting,
have
or
that
even
lame
say
balloon.
hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came
No,
to his
come on,
wits
let's
and
go.
regained his senses,
Let's
he
get back
got
to
up
work,
from
guys.
his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Oh my god, my
Perhaps
bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Yay!
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, fine. Let's listen. We're in the meeting room. Everything's
Still
fine.
no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and
Tips for
comfort
not getting
now
fired.
more than
Talk
ever.
less.
Perhaps his
Do
boss's
unbelievably
office
amazing
was
work
where
all the
he'd
time
find
every day
answers.
with no expectation of promotion. How to solve a dispute with a coworker, let it ball up inside you, take it out passive aggressively on other coworkers, and resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a thick blue graphic on the header and throw some bevel on all the text. This will ensure a calm and productive work environment. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Okay. Next slide. No more slides on this slide. Charts, charts and slides. Okay. This is a great meeting, guys. Good work. Write out which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Okay, let's go.
Oh,
It's time for the broom
Can you
closet.
feel it? The broom closet. It wants the
No!
bucket. You
No,
can
let me
feel
out.
that, can't you?
Let me out.
The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
No.
I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what
Well,
the
what
broom
happens if I
closet
give
is
it the
trying to
bucket?
say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend.
Good points.
You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk? That
The
it has
broom
to
closet
resort to this
insulting
stream
me?
of
Oh my
petty
God.
insults simply in order
I
to get
can't
you
give
to
you the
hand
bucket
over
now.
the bucket?
That's just
Stanley,
mean.
I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your
How dare
relationship
it.
is purely superficial?
Broom closet,
and
I hate
convenient?
you.
That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object
No, a
which
bucket
happened
is a
to lay in
bucket,
your
and a bucket is
path in
special.
an even partially
It's like the
enticing
trailblazers
manner?
with trash
Well,
cans.
I've never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point.
I mean,
Share
I've
your
gone on
journal,
adventures
including
with the
detailing
bucket.
rich
I walked down
emotional
several
landscape of
hallways
your
with
feelings
it.
for the bucket, as they have
I mean, I
changed
haven't been
and
able to wear it
evolved
as
over
a
the
hat,
years.
but, you know,
Let
it's been
him
with me
have
for a
it.
while. So it is my best friend. Is that good enough, broom closet? You don't want my bucket anymore? Good, because bucket's better than you.
Okay, I've got you something which
Okay,
I
what?
think will help settle this
What
debate
now?
once and for all. Here we go.
Property
There.
of Stanley,
Now it's
hell
settled.
yeah.
No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Sorry, I was taking a moment to stretch.
All right, I've got a second sticker back
Another
here,
sticker?
and I'm going to slap it
All
on
right.
as well because I think it's appropriate. You see?
It's a sticker
I
of a
feel
bucket.
That it works because the sticker is
How many more
also
buckets can
a
I have,
bucket.
narrator? Give me
That
more.
way, if
Give me
you're
more
ever
stickers.
unsure
Come
whether
on.
the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, "Ah, it's a bucket." There really is.
Okay,
a
but how did
wide
that sticker
variety of
end up
applications for
under
this
the
sticker.
property of Stanley sticker when it was placed second? Narrator, can I have another sticker?
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the... But now, the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Yeah, the bucket's part of the story. Let's go.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the
No, I want to
bucket
go
walked
downstairs.
upstairs to
You
the
want me to go
boss's
upstairs, so I'm
office.
going downstairs. So ominous. Oh my god, there's another one!
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job
I don't care if
well
there's a reward or
done.
not, I just want to
You
get them all.
can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Okay, well now I know that I have to be on the lookout for
But
all of
Stanley
them.
just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work
Stanley
hours.
figure,
He might
where
be
are
fined
you?
for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished?
No one over
His
there,
boss
no
would
one
think
back
he was
here.
crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked
Crazy?
down at the
I
bucket
was
in his
crazy
arms.
once.
Am I crazy? He asked.
I'm not gonna go through all
The
that.
bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance.
Yeah,
and
why
wisdom
isn't the
for
bucket
me
responding
in
to me this
difficult
time?
times such as
That's
these.
tragic.
He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal,
No, it is
everyday
my bucket. It literally says
Someone
property of
else's
Stanley.
Bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely
No,
no
my
good would
bucket.
come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience
they took
without
away
the
my bucket.
psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. Indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad.
It's
Where
okay.
is it? I must
Just let
find
me keep
it.
flying.
Far off in
Okay,
the
I'm not
distance
flying
now,
anymore.
he heard it, calling to him.
My bucket's calling for me?
Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Oh no.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Well, yeah, mine has my
Come
name
to
on
me,
it.
Stanley, find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from.
Where?
The real bucket.
The real
was
bucket was inside me all along. No, give him a bucket. Give me a bucket.
It was incredible.
Give me any bucket.
Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
No! Damn it, the bucket killed me. I didn't know it was
This
that
is
sad
the
to eat a
story
bucket.
of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and
Oh
security.
my god, Mariella
and
has a
walked to her place
bucket?
of work. But on this particular day,
Excuse
her
me, ma'am,
walk
can I
was
have your bucket?
interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the
Well,
problem
yeah, the problem is he
was.
doesn't have a bucket.
This man had no bucket.
Exactly.
Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter.
Okay,
Of
but
course,
Mariella,
she
can
had
I have a
no time
bucket?
for this. There were
Do you have a spare by any
myriad of
chance?
confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck,
Okay,
yes,
but
she
the
thought to
narrator's the one
herself,
that took away my bucket.
life kicks ass, and she backflipped all the way to work.
She backflipped to work? Oh my god, Mariella's kind of cool. Except the fact that she ignored a dead person.
All of his co-workers
She
were
chose to
gone.
backflip to work
What could it mean?
and ignore the dead person.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-worker.
But there's a meeting today in the meeting room. My bucket!
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Is there anything funny on the desks? I'm trying to read, but I can't read. How the mighty have fallen. Waiting input. Input received? Okay. What are we doing? Well, it's not even going all the way through. That's lame. Okay, let's just get back to work.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This
Nope.
was not the correct way to
We're
the
going
meeting room.
to the
But
lounge.
Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was
Why do we
this
have
better
so
than
many
the
cups
meeting
here,
room?
though?
Yes,
And we even have
Stanley
one
thought
down
to
there.
himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How
And behind
insightful
here-
the bucket turned
oh my
out to
God.
be.
So many cups.
No, never mind. the bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the
No.
meeting room.
We're going this way. I know we've already gone this way, but we're going this way
Said the
again.
bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yeah, good.
Said the
Will do,
bucket.
Mr. Bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him.
Oh my god, there's
It
another
should have
one.
alarmed
Guys,
him,
I have to
of
go
course,
back.
because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this
No.
obvious fact.
Let's die.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms.
Okay,
How
let's do this
deeply
again and
touching.
get my Stanley figure. Have to make sure there's not one hiding in here by any chance. Let's grab my bucket
All
and
of
get a
his
Stanley
co-workers
figure.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go
Come
to
on,
the meeting
bucket.
room. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Yeah, I know.
But
We're
Stanley
going the wrong way
had
on
felt the
purpose.
bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply
No, the lounge isn't the place to be.
And here it
It's
was.
where
Had
the
bucket
figure
turned out
is.
to be correct?
Because
Was
it will
there-
have 3 out of
Never mind.
6.
The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Nope,
No,
Stanley's bad at following
said the
directions.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Oh, event.
Another miniature Stanley
Yippee!
figurine.
3
There's
out of
some-
6. Hell yeah.
There really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Yippee, a Stanlerine! Do we ever get to go down here is what I want to know. I mean, there's a door over there, so let me down. Without killing me. Let's go through here. Where am I? What the heck? Okay, there's nowhere to go this way, so the only way to go is up. Narrator. Narrator Doko, do you know where the Stanley figurine is? Oh. I don't know what I just did, but okay.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same.
Well, yeah, it's a
feeling.
magical bucket. And naturally, we need even more.
Emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure?
Obviously you keep it.
I can
No, don't monetize it. Just keep your
monetize
bucket
it.
forever.
Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for
Okay, we're
even
going
just an
insane, that's fine.
hour with the bucket.
Narrator, can you come back?
This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that?
What the
Who's
heck?
there? Camporata.
I guess we're dead? I wasn't aware that this was a horror game. What the heck? Oh my god. Okay. Let's just not question it. Narrator, we need help. Narrator. Okay, everything seems fine.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in?
Yeah?
How is that possible? They never stopped.
There's no orders.
Surely I was mistaken. No, the orders were still missing. For now.
Come on, let's get the bucket.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in
And
his
now
arms
we will
again,
do what he
was
wants.
home.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Alright, we're back in the meeting room. How can we find them? The bottom text. I don't know, how can we find them? What we know. Small floating objects have appeared across the office. We have to synergize our resources to ensure their retrieval. I still think I had to start coughing, so unfortunately I couldn't read it all out loud. Follow clues provided by employee 416. Red room. Okay. Thank you, and good luck. There will be a reward for finding them all. Oh my god, we need them. Let's go through this again now that I can actually speak without having to cough. Next slide. Come on. There are many questions. There was no memo from management. Trust the completionist instinct. Hell yeah. How can he tell you spotted one? What makes them float in the air? Who took these pictures of them? Oh, there's one in the boss's bathroom. Why wouldn't they just tell us something will happen? This investigation, this room, they feel pointless to be honest. No, we need them. Stop kidding yourselves. I want them so much. I want to go home. There will be cleaning of this well required. Who are you? 666. And of course the lies. Looks like 427. I wonder why, maybe because that's me. Somewhere both red and blue, nearby a fireplace, a private but smelly place for an important person. There must be a point to this. Somewhere both red and blue. The fireplace would be in the boss's office, right? And obviously the boss's bathroom. So where is a place that is both red and blue?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
No, I already got the one from down here. And we've already gone through that area, so let's just go back up. And get the one from the boss's bathroom. There we go.
I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley
Look at the red and blue
figurines,
place
and now
eventually.
I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Right, let's get to the boss's office.
Stepping
And we have
into
a
his
fireplace,
manager's
but there's
office,
nothing there.
Stanley was once again stunned
unfortunate.
to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him.
Where is my
always.
figurine?
The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk.
Even this keypad?
Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the pin number for the keypad was 2845.
2845.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
I know, I'm a
Was
genius.
it that the bucket knew all along?
The heck?
Was the bucket
Why did it get so
guiding
dark?
him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
There we
You're getting
go.
close now, Stanley. You've
Just one
nearly
more.
gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll
So we
collect
need
the
one
last
that's in a place that's
and
both
then the
red and
first number
blue.
will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Okay. I guess we're going down. Now, where is my last figurine? I have to get them all. Hey guys, my life will never be the
elevator raced
same once I
downward,
get them all.
plummeting towards
I'll be very
an
happy when I
unknown
do.
fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Yippee! All hail the bucket.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this
Nope.
passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet
It's
a
okay,
violent
I can just
death.
come back to life with my bucket. And then I can get to my last
The door
Stanley
behind them was
figurine.
not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to
Nope,
turn
I'm still
around
going.
and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Yeah, but we're gonna be totally fine. Ikazo! Alright, it is time for us to die. But you know what? It's okay. Because we will have the bucket once again once we come back to life.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere.
But what if
Farewell,
the bucket
Stanley.
was somehow powerful enough to save me? Oh.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to
No!
an end.
Rest in
as it
pieces,
was
bucket.
crushed violently to death.
Or not. I'm safe. The Stanley
It
Parable.
was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to
It was
behold.
definitely a glorious bucket. The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You're sitting at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? I can't read, guys. Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change your lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness? Obviously, I need the bucket.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take
my
a
God,
bucket
so many
like
buckets.
this and to claim it for his own?
25
Can you
buckets.
see the hubris that
That's more than
blinded
25.
him? Can you see that the
A
bucket
photograph
is
of 25
far more
buckets,
noble
the
than
greatest
Stanley
number
will
of buckets ever
be in his
captured on
short
camera.
life?
The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of the euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. A bucket with 2 handles. This bucket is depicted as having 2 handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. Just give me a bucket. Inferno bucket. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval area was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet, in spite of it all, the simple fact remains. No one can control a bucket. The stress bucket, an analogy. Worrying, negative forecasting, negative thinking, lack of reassurance. Vulnerability equals size and strength of the buckets. Coping strategies equals holes. Rest and relaxation, doing something you enjoy, rest and relaxation. Stress equals the level of water in the buckets. Presented without commentary. Oh my god. We have an entire mural. Cave drawing. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the buckets, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. And notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures. All hail the bucket!
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The hanging buckets. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance, inevitably, is for our own good. Yoink. Mine now. Oh, hail the bucket!
There is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die.
Let Stanley die? No. Bucket, you can save me. It's okay.
Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools.
No, the bucket can save me. It is my best friend. It's been on many adventures with me.
The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision for...
Damn it. Bucket, you failed me. But it's okay. I will still get another bucket. Someday. Right, a place that is both red and blue. Yay, the bucket's back!
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Yep, I know it's the wrong way, but we're going anyway.
Felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
No, we don't care about the lounge. I just need a place that's both red and blue. And if I remember correctly, we have red and blue doors somewhere.
The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Nope.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
said the bucket.
Now ride the lift
we're gonna
all
go
the
this
way
way.
to the top. There's something
why
up there
not?
I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk.
Yes, they
but Stanley
can.
chose not to think about this obvious
Who are you to
fact.
decide whether or not buckets
He
can
was
talk?
firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked. No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point."
No!
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
It's
Unless-
okay, I can just break the
What if
rules.
the
No one's here
problem is that
anyway.
you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket. I suppose that would explain a lot
Hold on,
about
let me
your
let a cat
behavior
in.
up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and
I went
isn't
AFK for a
bucket.
few seconds and he's still talking about a
Please,
bucket.
step in here
That's
for a
crazy. Alright, where are we stepping into? What are we doing in here? Is this
Now
a
then,
bucket?
I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll
If it
tell
looks
me
like a
whether or not
bucket,
the thing
it's a
I'm
bucket.
showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect.
No,
It is
okay.
a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
You never said there were holograms?
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed
Okay, I guess I'll just say
recreation
no
of
to
a
all
bucket,
these.
not an actual bucket.
Unless I'm wrong no matter what I pick.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Nope. I was wrong
Incorrect.
again.
This is a bucket.
So no matter what I pick, I'm incorrect. That is tragic.
Item
This is a
4.
bucket.
Is this a bucket?
Damn it.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor.
What
It's
are
an
you talking
enormous
about? It's
machine
clearly a
that tills
bucket.
the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one. Is this a bucket?
Yes, it's a bucket. Let's go. Bucket time.
Correct.
Yay!
This is a bucket.
See guys, I've always known what a bucket looks like. And this is not a
Item
bucket.
6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question.
Yay!
Both.
Oh.
Gotcha.
I am. No messing with the poster.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next... Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
He's not gonna steal my bucket, is he?
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here.
What
And
are
I
you
don't
talking about? There's
appreciate
clearly
the
a bucket.
implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yeah. Nothing is a bucket, and therefore I get to bring a bucket anywhere I want.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do
Skill
any of us
issue.
know what a bucket is?
Simply learn what a
Am
bucket
I
is.
a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry.
I'm keeping my
I'm
bucket.
going to erase all
No!
buckets
Wait, but
from
this
the
isn't a
game
bucket.
entirely.
You can't
Okay,
erase what isn't a
here we go.
bucket. No!
What happened? Is everything gone?
Well,
Why
it's
did everything
because
disappear?
nothing
Wait,
is a bucket.
Was everything?
Yeah,
a bucket?
everything is a bucket.
Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't
But
got
what
a
if I
game.
want to be a bucket?
So, tell you what. I'll reset everything, and we'll put back all of the
Yay!
buckets, okay?
We
And
get our
we'll
buckets
know
back.
that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Everything is a bucket. That is the secret to life. Understanding that every single thing in the world is a bucket. Oh my god. Who made this mess?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
Then
it
stop
mean?
it.
Stanley
Hold on.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I am back. I let the cat out. But seriously, who made such a mess?
The good old bucket.
Yes, the good old bucket.
Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Yeah, I'm aware.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Why would I go back to the meeting room? Okay, fine. Let's just do it.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Come on, let's go.
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Oh my god.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's
No,
this
you're not my
bucket you're
friends.
carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game.
Why
like
is the broom
Adventure
closet
Line
here?
And the broom closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you
I
want
don't
another
care, let me
story
leave.
involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's
Yeah,
what
let's
the fans
go.
want. Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Okay, time to follow the line.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then.
Let me out.
Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
I don't wanna. I'm not giving up my bucket.
Don't you get it, Stanley?
No.
We need to get
I
rid
am
of
not
the
getting rid of my
bucket.
bucket.
That's why
I'm
very
leaving.
proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket
No.
Destroyer.
I'm not destroying my bucket.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True,
No.
it also was not in the original
I
game,
regret
but it's such a
following the line.
well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need
It
me to
protects
spell
buckets,
it out for
obviously.
you. Go ahead now, Stanley.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye to
Damn,
the
I
bucket,
can't go back.
and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Damn, I can't even
Now
float in
listen
there.
to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't
No.
know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying
destroy the
buckets
world.
is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other
Okay,
object
but
in
it
this
can't
game
have my
can
bucket.
you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the
I'm gonna give
Bucket
you this
Destroyer
bucket.
is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't
No
get back to the
thanks. I'll
classic
feed it the
Stanley
line.
Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
And we're dead. But at least I didn't kill the bucket because it was innocent.
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time
Rest in
that you
pieces,
were
Bucket
here,
Destroyer. You will not be missed. Because you tried to kill my bucket. Okay, come on. Let's get back to our job.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Come on. We still have to find the places both red and blue for our last figurine.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. What a room, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took
It looked like something was like long behind that door, but it wasn't.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5
Can I ever
years
go through
ago.
here? That'd be kind of funny. But unfortunately, I don't think it's possible.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
We're gonna go back through there, guys.
Trust in someone else
because as far as I remember, that's where we had the red and blue doors.
Been about nothing but you.
We just have to get back to that point.
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
There we go.
And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
Stiggly Wiggly.
Stanley.
Oh my god.
This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So,
Narrator, just give me a reward.
Say, it's done. We're all done here. And
I
now we
worked
can
hard,
go
give
to
me a
whatever
reward.
the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay, I'll go through the red door.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me.
Yeah, for now.
You see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time. The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now.
If I see a door, I have to try to open it.
Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped.
How about no?
And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Yay! Let's go. Time for an adventure, guys.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here.
Alien stage.
Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we
Yes,
just
it is
stay
beautiful,
right here,
because I'm on Alien
right
stage.
In this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
Actually, this is
I
really
actually
bright now.
feel
All of a
happy.
sudden. Well, does anything else happen? I know that we can go down there, but does anything else happen while we're here? It's closing in. What's gonna happen? Oh, we're getting more colors. Okay. I'm not sure what's happening, but nice. Why is it still not closed in completely? Because it is like completely capable.
No, wait.
Well, I think
Where are
I
you
saw
going?
enough. Oh, everything literally just fell. Well, we have green lights. Okay, let's go. Nothing special there.
Oh no, stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll
It's
lose all of
fine.
this.
I will be totally safe.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley. No! Oh,
I'm still safe.
thank God. You lived. No. No. What are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Yippee!
Stanley, let's go back to the other room.
Okay.
Can you do that for me?
I'm going back to the other room
Yes.
like you asked.
Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about.
Why is it so red? Oh my god.
I know you'll see. You'll
What
see
will I
that
see?
We can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
There's nothing special here though, Mr. Narrator. So I think I'd like to go. It's just so bright up there. The place was nice at first, but now it's just bright. And it doesn't even look that nice. So we're gonna go. Bye, Narrator. Goodbye.
No, perhaps not.
Everything is gonna be totally fine. I mean, we gave him false
Is this
hope.
really how much you
We thought
dislike
we were
my
gonna.
game?
Well, he thought we were gonna
Did
let
you
him be
throw
happy,
yourself
but
from
we're
this
not.
platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Goodbye. Oh.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
I would love if I could get to that door somehow, but I can't, unfortunately. Narrator, I will see you again in like 5 seconds.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Right, and now what should we do? Because we got all of the...
Stanley, I'm
What
sorry,
the-
but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines.
Let me leave.
Those figures. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one.
Okay.
Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling
Are
moment
there
of
more?
your
Can I get
entire
more?
life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness?
Yeah?
Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the
Okay, sure,
memory
let's
zone?
go.
I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Now remembering when Stanley found the collectibles. Oh, it's a basement now. Spooky.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible.
Yeah,
Back
but then
then,
it
we
gets
had no
creepy because of
idea
all the
how many
hands
of them
reaching
we'd
out.
find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
7 out of 6. Okay, and then we have the one back here.
And here was a second Stanlerine. I'll be honest, back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
I'm pretty sure it was in here.
No. The boss's
Oh,
bathroom
okay.
was the 4th place you found a Figanley, not the 3rd. Well, I guess perhaps I shouldn't be surprised. Memories like these are so precious and so cherished that they all just sort of blend together.
Well, can I leave the
You know
bathroom?
what? If the boss's bathroom feels like the 3rd place you found a collectible, then who am I to go making judgments? Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room.
We were never in the pink
well,
room.
I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Okay, and we got one from back here.
This was the 5th mini-Stan, and this one was really something special. It was behind the boss's office. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to
Why did we get a
commemorate
video?
the
What the
occasion.
heck?
Enjoy.
Okay. How you found it? By the narrator. What's that over there? What the heck? It's mini stand number 5. Yippee! This is the worst video I've ever seen. You found it behind the boss's office. Thanks for watching. Can I, like, dislike this video? Yeah, best boy, the narrator. What the heck?
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it
You
was
did?
8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Alright, moving on. This is where I found the
And then,
last one.
Stanley, then we came to the last
Yippee.
collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more
Yeah, it was literally the most
recently
recent.
than all the
It just happened.
Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other, except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
But these both lead to the same place. Oh well. You were in the present.
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
No! Bring me back to the memory zone.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen.
Yay!
Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines?
Let's go to the
Let's
past.
just go backwards. We'll
Yes,
do
let's
the memory
go.
zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Yeah, but I'm going to the red this
Okay,
time.
yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this.
I grab it again,
I must
okay.
say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind.
Because
Let's
it just
keep going.
happened.
I want more.
Alright, let me have this one.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Yes, the video we just watched like a few seconds ago.
Yes, I love that video.
I don't. And then the pink room that we never actually went to.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Yeah, it's a solid room. I mean, it's not the best shade of pink, because that's my hair color, but, you know, it's still a good shade of pink, I guess.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Yep, next one. Ikazo. I mean, I can go to the warehouse, because that is where I got one. Never mind, I'm not allowed to go to the warehouse. That is so sad. Alright, let's go back downstairs and get the other one.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember?
Yes, I remember.
it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
Okay, I'll keep going. And then we're back where we got the first one.
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the Figlarine. Oh,
And
I
now we
want
have
more
18 out of
memories,
6.
Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Nothing. Nothing came before this. Oh. Apparently nothing came before this. Well, no, we do have the last of our jumps.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on.
I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on
Only
everything.
10 jumps. You don't get to have all of
I dare
them.
say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Yeah, the classic memory. Except the doors lead to the same place again. And we are back in our office.
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now.
What, our work?
I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the
yeah, but
decisions,
Stanley
he would
doesn't
decide which way
think.
to go.
Stanley just, you
I
know,
would cheer him
walks
on as he
around and
collected
does the opposite of what he's told to
figurines for
do.
no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes.
Is he about to delete us?
Own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore.
No!
Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's
Do we
go
get to see the
back
line?
just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good.
Okay.
I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Alright, we have the balloons again.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked.
Yippee,
Stanley
bucket!
just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and this was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct,
let's
was this
admire
better
the
than meeting
lounge.
room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Okay, let's go.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Except Stanley's bad at following directions.
No.
So no,
said
he
the
didn't.
bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The
Okay, let's go back
cargo
this
lift,
way.
Yes, go there. Go to the cargo lift.
And let's fall. And now we are back in this place. There wasn't anything special about it, but we're back in this place. To deal with this again.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel.
I could just follow along with the
every
narrator
time
once.
I pick
But you
it
know
up.
what? Why not drag it out a little bit longer?
how many
Even though we
times
have
I've
already
done
been
it,
through this.
It's always the same.
It's not allowed to be over just
feeling.
yet. I mean, come on, we still have some
Empties
adventures to
my
have with the
chest
bucket.
When I
So
set
surely it
down.
can't end just yet.
It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This
I mean, except for the fact that apparently everyone already has a
ticket.
bucket. If you go off of the other character story.
Because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get...
Otherworldly sounds time.
What's that? Who's
And
there?
then it is time for us to perish. And then do what the narrator wants, finally.
Camporata.
Actually, no, we still have to go to the mind control room. Which, actually, I think is along the way of what he wants. I don't actually properly remember. Either way, we'll do exactly what he wants this time. Or not. Oh my god. Okay.
A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed... Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Yeah, we're gonna listen to what you want. We're in the meeting room.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Alright. Come on, let's
Stepping
deal with our
into his
boss.
manager's
That's
office,
not even here.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence.
Let's see if I can remember the code. Like 2,
Even now,
8,
in his
4,
darkest
5.
of hours, did the bucket's warmth and but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all
Yippee!
along? Was the bucket guiding him?
Good job, bucket.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
What if I go up instead of down? No, down is just the only option. Alright, it's time for the mind control room.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Alright, let's turn on the lights.
The
There we
lights
go.
rose on an enormous room
Wait
packed
for the
with
platform.
television screens. What horrible secret did this place
right
hold?
there.
Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Next up, we need the cameras.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly
Fired.
dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone
something
in the
happened to
office
that
was
one, so
being
it was, like, glitched.
videotaped, monitored like
Was anyone
guinea
else fired?
pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Nope. No, we have 2 that have been fired. Okay. Next up is the elevator.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
Good question.
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't
Why are we
accept
screaming
it.
into the bucket?
His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Alright, so we're back in this place.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded
Mind
from
control
this
side is
very place.
offline.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket,
Okay, guys, we're saving the world. Everything's gonna be perfectly fine now.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door.
Yeah, this massive door that takes a million years to open.
Roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was
that
one
sounds like a
lived
strangely
together,
chaotic life.
with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
God, it's so bright.
What? Wait. What was happening?
No, we're not
Why
free.
had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
Or maybe it just got stuck. It just stuck. It's gonna start working again very soon.
Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
I'm not leaving the bucket behind.
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket.
Gotta cue the bucket in the lights.
The soothing warmth of the bucket.
No!
Not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket.
Yeah, at least we have the bucket.
To be
That's
trapped
fine.
eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
We'll be fine. I mean, we're just here in the darkness with our bucket. It's completely fine. No!
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were.
I was trying to read that quote, but I can't read it.
Ah, the embrace of an old friend. A weathered companionship that stands the test of time. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still,
I know that I technically should have left the bucket behind, but no.
Warmth and comfort now
We've come this far with the bucket. We're not leaving it behind now.
Office was where he'd find out. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Alright, and the code is 2845.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes.
Guys, surely we don't have to leave the bucket behind, right? Surely the ending will be different this time.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Yep, that we did. Let's turn the lights, and then the cameras, and then the elevator.
The lights rose on an enormous room.
And everything will be completely fine because we're not leaving behind the bucket.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped.
Everyone in the office that, you know, doesn't actually have anyone.
I'd never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
You know what? This time we're gonna put the... We're gonna put yes.
Bucket under the mind
we're turning it back
facility's influence as well?
We're not gonna turn it off. We're gonna turn it back on.
To do things it didn't wish to do. What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These
we have to see the different outcomes, of course.
In Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter, his one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
All right, we're
But
back here,
was
of
the
course.
proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
Guys,
As
it's
the
time for us
cold
to end the
reality of
world.
his past began to sink in.
All for the sake of the
Stanley
bucket.
decided that this machinery. But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw
Guys,
the
I
bucket
can't believe
away
this.
in
The bucket was
disgust,
evil
when
all along.
suddenly an image appeared
Our best
upon
friend
the
has
enormous
betrayed us.
screen.
What the heck?
Birds. Silly, silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
What
Stanley
the heck?
flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true
Why would you
intentions.
need to disguise the intentions of
bucket
monitoring
known this all
birds?
along. Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives
I get it. Just
here
go
in
back
this
and forth
place,
between them.
flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable.
Can I leave?
Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best.
No, this one's the
And
strangest.
Stanley was happy.
No, it was Stanley was confused. Okay, and now we escape without the bucket. We are leaving our best friend behind. Goodbye, bucket. I will see you again someday.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
You know, if you think about it, this building really has the weirdest layout
Stepping into
possible.
his manager's office,
What the heck?
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator
Let me through.
talk.
Come on.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with
No,
some
let me
calming new age
through.
music.
I left behind the bucket for this. Narrator, come on, let me through. Let me free.
Feeling soothed and
Yep, come on.
rejuvenated, Stanley
Freedom.
calmly walked forward
Without the bucket, unfortunately.
into the opened passageway.
Let's go back down without the bucket, because we abandoned it. I wonder if we can escape with the bucket now that we've gotten the bird video. Probably not though, right? We'll have to see. Maybe. If it gets upset
Stanley
about
walked
us
straight ahead through
leaving
large
without,
door
without the
that read
buckets,
Mind
then we'll try to go
Control
back with
Facility.
it.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore
I still
the
want to know
number
what
of an
happened to that one with the
employee in
glitch
building,
screen.
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals
Maybe that
reduced
one
to
escaped with the
images on a
bucket.
screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Alright, elevator time.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own
the screen's
life
not going to change
in
again?
someone else's
Yeah, I was going to try to
Never.
see what
It
exactly was going on with that one
unthinkable,
monitor.
Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley
We are, of course,
decided
turning the
that this
system
must
power off. Narrator?
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
I mean, we're leaving without the bucket.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine.
Yippee!
Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
They were
How had
home.
he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to
It's
know.
okay, guys. We're almost free.
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
We get to touch grass.
Stanley
Unfortunately,
stepped
without the
through
buckets.
the open door.
But it's okay.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
There we go. Beat the game. Complete the Stanley Parable. Now, we can try to leave one more time with the bucket,
How
but I
long
don't
was
think
I
it's going to
sitting
work.
there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days?
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
Yep, we're
and
going back
entered
this
the
way.
door on his
Just
left.
as we've done several times before. We're going back to our boss's office.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Come on, let's
But
go.
Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer
We're
luck.
speedrunning this.
Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Now let's go down once again. We will try one more time to leave with the bucket. And then we will call it there. Because ultimately we have completed the game once.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Yippee!
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley
Come on,
nearly
Bucket.
dropped the bucket
Let's
in
try to get out of here together.
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The
Oh, what is going on with that one?
Anything like this.
I didn't even notice that before.
Burst into tears as
And unfortunately, I
Stanley
can't read
cradled
it.
gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
All right, elevator time.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions.
A bucket just wants to escape and, you know, be free.
No! He screamed.
Yeah, we're
into
screaming to the bucket again. It's fine. Everything is totally
His own
fine.
life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content.
I mean, I would say that we're ending the world, but we already know that it just turns into the bird video.
Monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold
So to
reality
give
of his
it
past
one last
began
attempt
sink in,
to break free.
Stanley decided that this machine... Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every
Actually, I'm kind of curious. How many different endings do we get in this? Let me Google real quick.
Any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and... What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket.
Oh, I'm seeing there are actually a few more endings that I haven't gotten.
Isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself.
So I'll have to figure out how to get these.
As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Okay, let's see. Are we able to get the new content door again? Because apparently it's part of one of the other endings we can get.
If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Let me out! Tragic.
When Stanley came
Alright,
to
let's
a
just
set of
keep
two
going through
open
this
doors,
door.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope, we're not doing that.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
And because we don't have the bucket this
Look,
time,
Stanley,
we're still gonna go that way,
we've
but
gotten off on the wrong
let's see
foot
what else we
here.
can do.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stan.
What?
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Okay, which door should we go through?
Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No, we're going through the blue door.
Perhaps you misunderstood.
Nope, blue door.
Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked
blue door.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. Do you see? There's nothing here.
Yeah, there's nothing
I
here.
haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable
Okay, I am seeing that there's an escape pod ending, so I want to try to get that. Unfortunately, what I'm doing right now is not the way there, but it's okay.
Trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a... Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more
Let's give you a 1. Come on, let me give you a 1.
I'm looking for some real
let the baby burn.
feedback here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough...
Oh, if we immediately back out of the boss's office, that's apparently a way to get an ending.
Out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Ooh, okay. So we'll just have to end up back at
now, would you say that competitive
our boss's office
helped you feel motivated to keep walking through
with our
doors?
bucket, by the way?
Again, honest answers, please.
Okay, we'll give you a 5.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype
No, I'm
of the
not
new
doing your
game I've been
game.
working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Okay, time to let the baby burn. I know that I could technically begin the game again, but it's fine.
You heartless bastard.
We will get the ending at some point.
Because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over.
Okay, goodbye, narrator.
Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game?
Sorry about that.
Pain.
I forgot my alarm was about to go off.
What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Alright, where is he bringing us? And we're back here.
Ah,
Yippee!
Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley?
Okay, let me out.
What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far,
Narrator,
I love
let me out.
everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Okay, which direction should I go this time?
Oh no.
Because I just followed the path
No,
last time, so let's
can't
go
be.
this way. Yep, so we have that shed over there, so let's
It is.
see if we can get to
It's
it.
an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
No!
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call.
Narrator, how
I really
could you?
wandered off into
I was
that-
so close to
that
the shed.
Thing, that big open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any. Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game, preferably something with walls. Something
Alright, and then
with
we're back to
nice,
Rocket League.
Big, insurmountable walls.
Which is, it's fine, I guess.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing. Wonderful. See, this is exactly
Alright, can I
what
immediately
had in
fall
mind.
down or do I have to
Just
wait?
a nice big
I guess we'll
box
see.
for you to run
I think I do
around
have to
in.
wait.
There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here?
We go to fall.
There are lots of cars
Even
here
if I
in the
can't
back,
just
but obviously
yet.
there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together.
Okay, well, I guess
Yes,
this time we're
I
picking
think
the blue
surely
side.
we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Yippee! Okay, let's get this in.
Are you doing it? Are you winning?
No, I'm not
Is
winning.
this
I'm bad at
fun?
this.
Is it better than my miserable little story that I
Yes,
worked
it's better
so
than your
hard
story.
on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to
Okay,
try
come on,
it
give me
out.
the next
Here
one.
comes another
And then
ball.
even more.
Yes. Oh, goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More!
Okay, but it's also time for him to leave.
Are you enjoying this?
Yep,
Stanley?
I'm enjoying it. Bye, narrator.
Is this a real?
It's time for me to
video
speedrun this
game?
ending so that I can
Well,
get the
I
next
sure hope
one.
you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over. That's right.
Damn it.
Your little fun comes to an end.
Okay,
This
bye,
is my
narrator.
game, and what? Hold on. What are you doing? Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley.
Well, I'm just gonna keep falling. It's fine. We're in the back rooms now. I mean, we already know that we have to go to the lights and then leave the room for it to get dark again for some reason, but actually, I think everything just leads there. So never mind. No matter where we go, it doesn't make a difference. Why are so many screens on? What the heck? I didn't actually pay attention to that last time. Alright, let's enter the room, and then let's leave again.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
All right, let's grab our bucket and now we'll do things properly.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by him.
Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley
Yeah, well, I have
is
a
very
bucket.
lucky fellow.
So we're gonna do
Very
everything
lucky
properly
indeed.
this time.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
Now that I see
and
what I have
entered
to
the
do,
door on his left.
we're gonna do this properly. We're going to our boss's office, but actually we're not going to the
Still no one
office.
was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now
Or we're
more
not
than
staying
ever.
in his office.
Perhaps his
Because
boss's
apparently,
office was where he'd come
we had to
into a
back out
staircase.
immediately
Stanley
after.
and the bucket walked upstairs
I didn't even know
to
this
the
was
boss's
like
office.
an ending or anything until I looked it up because I didn't know how many we had gotten. No, I need to back out like immediately. That's what it tells me. Oh. No, that's not where I'm supposed to go anyway. Okay, it literally says, go through the double doors to the boss's office, but then immediately back out to lock Stanley out of the office.
Stepping into his
Damn
manager's
it.
office,
Begin the game again.
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
How far in do
Stanley
I have to
decided
go?
to the meeting room.
It takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego and then proceeded on.
Stanley clutched the
It's
bucket
okay,
tightly
we're
to
going
his
directly
chest
to our boss's
and
office.
entered the door on his left.
Guys,
Still
I'm
no one
so
was
determined to
here.
get this ending.
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find her.
I will get it.
Staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Was I supposed to leave before this then? I don't know. I don't know how far in I have to go.
Stepping
No!
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again
It's okay,
stunned
guys.
to discover not an
I'll get it this time for sure. Okay, it says if done right, the doors will close, the narrator will get cut off mid-dialogue. The way ahead is now permanently locked off, so the player is forced to backtrack.
All of his co-workers were...
So
Wait,
does this mean,
no,
like, before
this
we
isn't
get to the
right
actual
office, is it?
office, we
It
back
says
up?
Stanley
Like at the white
cradled
door,
the
maybe?
bucket in a gentle embrace.
I don't know.
Protective, yet delicate. Assertive.
Because the door's
yet
closed behind
simple.
us.
Stanley clutched
Which
the
means that
bucket
technically we
tightly
can't
to his
backtrack
chest
anyway.
and entered the door on his
How do I
left.
get this?
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find... Coming to a
I know it
staircase,
looks like I'm doing a bunch
Stanley
of
and the
nothing,
bucket
but
walked upstairs
I just
to
really
the
want to try
boss's
getting
office.
this. Okay, no, that doesn't do anything for us. Does it really just want us to go this way? But that's not like listed in what it wants me to do. So I'm not totally sure.
Stepping
No!
into his manager's
Damn it.
office, Stanley
give
was
up.
once again stunned.
Guys, I give up. I'll get it off stream. I don't have the patience for this. But yeah, with that, we are going to call it here before I spend the next like 10 hours trying to get one ending. If I do end up getting it, I'll tell you guys about it next time. I guess I could like describe it right now, but like I said before, it is an escape pod ending. Apparently we're supposed to be able to backtrack and have like door 428 open. And then we get to go to an escape pod where we can put the bucket inside of that, so that the bucket gets to escape. But unfortunately, I have a skill issue, so I'll have to get that ending on my own time. So with that, we will call it here, mostly because my throat hurts a little bit. So to anyone who's still here, thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I will see you on Wednesday for both Honkai Impact 3rd and TCG Card Swap Simulator. Again, to anyone who's still here, thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll see you next time. Utsu! Bye-bye!